Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we return to talking about one of the biggest film franchises of all time, something that was really big in the mid-2000s and even carries on to this day. I'm of course talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. This series is based off of the ride at Walt Disney World, and it turned into a big franchise of swashbuckling pirates fighting others, looking for treasure. There's a lot of sci-fi elements in it too. There's zombie pirates and other crazy special effects. Pirates of the Caribbean movies are really fun. They're really good watch, and they're just good popcorn movies. I mean, there's not a lot of super insane depth to them. They sure have backgrounds and have expanded upon characters. They've had flashbacks, and you've seen the young versions of the characters and them growing and having an arc. And today we're talking about it for a number of reasons. More specifically, Pirates of the Caribbean, it typically stars Johnny Depp playing a character called Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is pretty much one of the most famous pirate characters of all time at this point. He's legendary. He's carried that franchise and become a meme of his own, and he's led the franchise through the first 5 films. I believe they have 5 now, and they're talking about making a couple more. And that's the problem, is Johnny Depp just recently got Me Too'd, and he's had some court problems and some issues with one of his ex-wives who's been basically lying about him, and she's been caught kind of instigating fights with him, and now she's trying to get him canceled. It appears that's worked in a number of ways. Johnny Depp has been fired from a couple of his major franchises. Before this happened with Pirates, he was fired from the Fantastic Beasts franchise, which is a spin-off and new version of Harry Potter. He was fired from that before a few weeks back, and now it's been confirmed that he's not coming back to Pirates of the Caribbean either. But that's not the full story, actually. There's a little more to it. We'll get to it all later, but to say it now briefly, essentially Pirates of the Caribbean is going girl power. They've hired the team from the failed Birds of Prey movie. That was a girl team-up movie in the DC comic book universe. It starred Margot Robbie. It had a girl writer and director behind the project, and that team is now being transferred over to Pirates of the Caribbean, which is pretty much the worst idea ever because Birds of Prey was a huge failure. It was a terrible movie that was received poorly. It was really bad. It was a girl power thing that went wrong, and that's what they're going to do to Pirates soon too. So we're going to talk about that soon, get to the details and all that soon, but first, let's take a quick moment to check out our sponsor. Right now, you can get a special offer up to 93% off by using our exclusive link below this video, and Easy Canvas Prints is really going to hook you up. They make really great canvas photo style prints, really easy too. All you got to do is go to their website, click the link below, you upload a picture, and they're going to take that picture and put it onto this beautiful canvas that's going to make a framed canvas on a square that you can hang up in your home. And this is a great gift idea. This is something awesome to have for this time of year. You could get some canvases for yourself, for your family members, put a picture of your new kid or your family and give it to your mom. So check out the link below, take your photo and upload it to this website, buy their prints, which will also support this show here, and it's going to be a great time for all of us. Great, now that that's out of the way, let's talk more about this girl-powered Pirates of the Caribbean. As you can see here, this is a tweet from Fandom. It says, Margot Robbie teases her Pirates of the Caribbean movie from Birds of Prey writer Christina Hodson will have a lot of girl power. We're really excited at the prospect of adding obviously a very key female element to that world. Now, this is wrong for a number of reasons. Firstly, to preface it, this isn't an anti-girl thing. We're not against female characters. We don't care if they add them to series or anything like that. We're just identifying a trend. These lady reboots have been happening for years now. Pretty much started around 2016 when they did this girl version of Ghostbusters, and ever since then they've been trying to lady reboot things over and over, and it's just gone really bad. It's a really bad idea because essentially what they do is they get all these girls together. They always get girls that are not attractive. They dress them down like what they did with Margot Robbie here, and then they have them bash men the whole time. It's like an anti-male thing instead of being like a pro-girl thing, like, oh, we're strong, we can do our own thing. It's more about bashing men and attacking them and taking over their space and just sort of soiling it. And that's how it feels it's going to be with Pirates of the Caribbean too. It's still early to tell, but if they're going to go down the route of Birds of Prey, which was a big failed disaster that came out at the beginning of this year, well, that's not a good sign. I don't know why anyone would want to follow up Birds of Prey. That's an embarrassment. That's just the worst idea ever. It's It's like following a failed movie and giving it a sequel. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why Hollywood keeps doing this. It's like a classic meme at this point that they give these girl writers and girl creators these big jobs, even though they're not experienced, or they could have bad experience. They could have failed, but they just keep rehiring them, like doubling down. And it's just really, really cringe and hard to watch. So yeah, and then the other thing I wanted to mention before checking this article, which has Margot Robbie talking about another movie and her Pirates of the Caribbean future. Well, the other thing I want to add is they act like they're the first people to put a girl in Pirates of the Caribbean, but the thing is, it always had strong female leads. Like they had multiples in the sequels. Originally, it was Keira Knightley, who was like the third main character, one of the three main characters. I don't even know who you would say is the top main characters. I mean, obviously Jack Sparrow is the lead. He's the main pirate, but the other two characters are pretty main too. And essentially what I'm getting at is they had main girl characters already. They had big stars. It wasn't like this was a big all guys movie, but they're still acting like they're just changing the script. And Margot Robbie and this girl power stuff, they act like, oh, pirates really needed this girl character, so we're here to save the day. It's like, no, that was already there. We already had that. You guys are hacks. You're just going off of this whole feminist, sex obsessed thing. Like you're obsessed with your gender and with this whole SJW girl power stuff. And that's why it's just super cringe for them to pretend there was no girls in it. I mean, they had girls in each of the movie. Even the other sequels, like Keira Knightley was in the first two, I think. And then there was another one with, I think, Selma Hayek, Penelope Cruz. She was in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And there was other ones. I mean, the first two had Keira Knightley. The other ones had main girls in them too. This one has Keira Knightley again. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know why they pretend there's no girls in the movie. This is another one that came out. This is the more recent one. It had this chick, and this guy were the new kind of young leads that they brought in. So it's just, I mean, I understand, okay, this is a 5 people in a movie. One of them is a girl, but still, it's like they're really acting like there's no girls in the movies when really they had strong leads the whole time. So here's the interview with Margot Robbie. Eventually, she talks about Pirates of the Caribbean. First, she's going off on this other movie, but let's read into it and see what it says. It says, while we're all mighty hyped for Margot Robbie's upcoming studio releases like The Suicide Squad and her Pirates of the Caribbean movie with Christina Hodson, don't miss out on her new PVOD release produced under the Lucky Chap banner Dreamland. The movie is a second feature for director Miles Juras Parafit and stars Finn Cole as Eugene Evans, a young man growing up in Texas during the Dust Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care about this Dreamland crap. Margot looks nice, but sometimes looks aren't enough, you know? I think she's a great actor sometimes too, but this whole drama with everything, this whole girl power stuff, it's just super cringe. And her trying to dress herself down is very interesting too. This one isn't so bad, but the way she did it in Birds of Prey, that's the last movie I saw with her, probably the last one that's come out. I mean, Dreamland's coming out, but there's not really many movies coming out this year. But essentially, what I see with Margot Robbie, now that we're talking about it, is she got famous for being naked on camera. Okay, she's not this world-class actor who used her skills to make her go and jump up to the top. It's like, no, she's a pretty girl. She used her body to get famous. Most people never heard of her before she got naked in Wolf of Wall Street, and ever since then she's been trying to recorrect that and not living that down. She's kind of embarrassed that she had to sell her body like that. So now she's kind of like trying to reverse that and say, hey, look, I'm a feminist, girl power, like I'm one of you too. But at the same time, it's just contradictory. And I don't know. I know these feminists like to get naked and empower themselves through their nudity, if you know what I mean. But the whole point is she got naked in Wolf of Wall Street. That's how she got famous. Ever since then, she's been trying to play that down. Every movie subsequently has been her kind of getting less pretty. I know that Suicide Squad, the first one, 2016, that was 2 years after her kind of debut in American cinema with Wolf of Wall Street. I know she was around before, and she's an Australian actress who was on shows and stuff before too. But the point is, she got big with Wolf of Wall Street. Then she doubled down with Suicide Squad. That was the one where they actually made her pretty and she wore cute stuff during that movie. But since then, it's been dressed down and she's been trying to turn into this classy actor. She's been trying to get points with the SJWs, claiming she's a feminist, doing this girl power stuff. The next appearance of Harley Quinn, her Suicide Squad character, was in Birds of Prey. That movie was a disaster. Not only that, but it was a disaster for her look. Like, she just looked so frumpy in that movie, and that's that's saying a lot, because Margot Robbie is certainly a good-looking gal. She certainly has a lot of talent and a lot of skill in the looks department. So for them to dress her down, that's actually a hard thing to do. I'm surprised they would even want to do that, but it goes along with this premise, with this whole feminist thing. They don't want pretty girls. They don't want you to be sexualized or to be attained through your looks. It's okay for guys to do that. Guys, like characters in the Marvel movies, they have to be all ripped, like Thor, Captain America, Batman. They have to be ripped. They can be subjected and treated like pieces of meat. But girls, you can't do that anymore. And that's what's become apparent in this trend with Margot Robbie. And that's what's seeming to be happening in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm pretty sure she's not going to be attractive in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm pretty sure she's going to be wearing frumpy stuff, covering everything up, just like they did in Suicide Squad. As you can see from this picture, this is her Suicide Squad picture, and you can see what I'm talking about. Not necessarily terrible. I'm not saying, oh, she's all of a sudden super ugly. I'm not trying to rate looks too much, but the point is she's playing it down. None of these girls are particularly dressed in pretty, besides kind of this one. She's like this one on the right, the canary one, I think. They're the one that actually got to kind of look attractive, and she had this kind of skimpier shirt. I'm not saying I need that. That's not what I'm dying or demanding, but it's pretty obvious that the angle is here, and it's going to ruin the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, just like how it ruined the Birds of Prey. With that said, that about wraps things up. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. What do you think about Margot Robbie, Birds of Prey? What do you think about this new Pirates direction? What do you think about how they've done dirty Johnny Depp? He's been ousted from Hollywood. I think he possibly did nothing wrong. I think Amber Heard, his ex, is a big fat liar who's using this situation and using feminism to her advantage. So tell me what you think. Comment below, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next video.